Welcome to the All New Sports Visions on Bounce TV and to our worldwide web viewers on www.sportsvisionsusa.com. Hello, everybody. I'm DJ Jones alongside my good friend and traveling partner, Dale Williams. How are you, sir?
What's up, player?
Congratulations, man.
Hey, man.
Great
Congratulations
job.
to you, man.
Great job. I mean, the Columbus Valley Area High School Football Awards Luncheon it's a wrap, folks, and it was an overwhelming success.
A great success, DJ, and really, we had more people than we had last year.
Yeah, believe it or not. And, bottom line was we made a day for our coaches and our players. And I tell you what, between our sponsors and our special guests, man, it was just a beautiful time.
Beautiful time, DJ, again, and we thank all those sponsors that have continued to sponsor us throughout the 9 years that we've been doing. The banquet, DJ, was a great turnout. Kids, matter. Each year we got a good influx of players with talent. And we had a great speaker with Kirby Smart.
Absolutely. And you mentioned some of the phenomenal talent that we had. I mean, when, from the LaPerrier Perrys up in LaGrange, the dual threat quarterback is signed with Purdue. And, he's a tremendous basketball player. And then some of those academic awards, man, we gave away 3 this year. And those GPAs were all over 4.0.
Oh, yeah, man. We weren't talking about 40 times, DJ. And these boys got 4.4s, 4.3s, and the whole list. And really to include Beauregard this year, DJ, I think that was big. The LaDamian Webb piece, he'll be back next year. Ron Carter's going to roll the dice again next year, player.
What they did was so special. And I tell you, we are just happy that we were able to get a hold of those guys because, again, several years ago when we first started this awards luncheon, we reached out to some schools and some, just to be flat honest with you, they didn't want to participate. Beauregard was one of those schools. Rob Carter, who has been there 3 years, I called him. It wasn't even 2 weeks ago, Dale, and I told him the situation, and I said we wanted to honor you at our luncheon, and you know what? He had his kids there, and the rest is history.
Well, really, it's never too far to go for an award, and to the victor goes the spoils. Wanting to come, that adds a lot, DJ. Because every year, we might miss 1 or 2 schools that can't come because of finals or tests or some kind of emergency that arises. But each year, DJ, we're looking at 85-90% participation.
We got to thank some people that flew up under the radar. I know Tommy over at Crown Trophies, he's done a tremendous job over the years, and he deserves a lot of credit.
But, really, Tommy does a great job for us. All we do is give him a list, DJ, tell him what we want, and he delivers. He is right at game time. He's got the trophies, we're ready, and to have that kind of confidence with people. And really, the St. Luke people did an outstanding job, DJ. I mean, we can't thank those guys enough.
Lisa Marie and the staff down at St. Luke were tremendous. The food, we had over 300 people, and we had an opportunity to break for lunch. And believe it or not, we had these people fed and sat at their table, back at their tables within 15, 20 minutes. That was outstanding.
Well, really, that's the selling point right there, DJ. Anytime we know when we're going to have a big event and we got to get people in and out, St. Luke does an outstanding job of getting people in and out. When you come in, you line up. All you got to do is line up and boom, before you know it, you're sitting down.
Much love to our folks at the Hilton Garden Inn, but you know what? In the last couple of years, we just outgrown that room. And then, again, we've been at and we're actually right here on the grounds now, and we were in that room for many, many years and maxed out at about 175, 180. But to take it to the level that we've taken it now, we appreciate what the Hilton Garden Inn is doing and has done. But you know what? We still have our female awards luncheon that we were going to have here.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Hilton Garden Inn is always going to be one of our top supporters. We started here. We continue to shoot here every week. They do a great job when we have an event up there. And, anytime we want to have an event, we always get the call to Hilton Garden Inn.
Absolutely. And again, when you talk about Kirby and his message, I think Kirby, and he said it in his speech, he was shocked because the last time he had been to an event was when we had it here at the Hilton Garden Inn, and it was nowhere near what as big as it is down now at St. Luke. And he said, man, it seems like when I was up here, 4 or 5 years ago, it was 2 or 3 tables. Of course, he was exaggerating. Yes. It was 2 or 3 tables. And then he was just talking. He was in shock. He really was. But I tell you what, we're not going to have a problem getting him here in the future if we want to.
One good thing about our luncheon, DJ, I don't think we have a problem getting any coach coming here. When we start looking at the talent, the delivery, and what we do and what we stand for, the corporate people that are involved, I don't think we'll ever have a problem getting any speaker that we want at the time. But one of the biggest things that I really see and what we've seen, we started off with this thing with a seed, DJ. Now it has grown to something that everybody in town can be proud of.
Absolutely, and proud of, again, just a great diverse group of people in the room. And you look around and see people from, all over the region, all over East Alabama, West Central Georgia, all, businesses, all the different corporate sponsors, all the patrons. And, of course, I mean, it's just a good feeling to be in that room.
Oh, it's a great feeling, and every time that you can go by and you're looking at a 100% repeat each year, you got the same sponsors here. They can't wait to do it again, and anything else that you need. When sponsors see that you can do some good things with their brand and you take care of their brand and you do everything that you say you're going to do, they don't mind sponsoring. DJ.
And again, our local media, they did a tremendous job, of course, not only during the program as presenters, but they took it back and, of course, they presented it on their stations. And you know what? That was a great exposure for us.
Yeah, and really it's a great opportunity for us to do something that enhance our sports guys, our networks, the other stations in town, that we're not in competition with them. All we want to do is make sure that we enhance what they do.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to many, many more. And again, we'll have an opportunity to put that luncheon together for you in some type of form so that those of you who weren't able to see it, we're going to have opportunity to show it to you.
It's time to save during the Nissan Year of the Truck and SUV event at Headquarter Nissan. Now, save $4,500 on new Rogue. Save $10,000 on all remaining 2016 Nissan Titan XDs. And get America's best truck warranty. Take on any job with Nissan trucks and SUVs from Headquarter Nissan.
Yes, Columbus is a Nissan town. Now it's going to be a Titan town. $10,000 off 2016 Titans.
When I decided to write a ton of world-famous music after I'd lost my hearing, people thought I was crazy. Just like the other day when I wanted chicken for breakfast. People thought I was crazy again. How'd everything play out? Let me tell you about it. I'll bet you $10 that you have heard the tune I'm singing now, because I went on to be the best composer of all time. Then I went down to Chick-fil-A and ordered their brand new egg white grill. The whole thing was 300 calories and seriously the best thing I've ever had. So to recap, I'm the best composer ever in the entire world. And Chick-fil-A's new egg white grill is really, 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 really good.
Chicken for breakfast. It's not as crazy as you'd think. Try the new egg white grill from Chick-fil-A.
Welcome back to Sports Vision. It's officially bowl season, Dale, and this is the first weekend that the bowls kick off, and I know that in Atlanta, the Celebration Bowl is what matters most around these parts. You talk about the black colleges in Atlanta, Georgia, 100 black men. That game has been synonymous for Atlanta for a long, long time.
It's a big game, DJ, and, it used to be the Pioneer Bowl. Now they changed it to the Celebration Bowl, and it usually pins the SWAC champion up against the MEAC champion, and really it's a good bowl. Great turnout. Anytime you can get a bowl, HBCU bowl game in Atlanta, Georgia, you're going to have a good deal.
Grambling going up against North Carolina A&T, and I know North Carolina Central. I know Central has a running back that everybody's crazy about. I know we've seen him a couple of times on television, but that's going to be a heck of a matchup. Of course, anytime you talk Grambling, that's tradition, that's legacy, that's history when it comes to HBCU football.
Like you said, DJ, it's history, it's legacy. A couple of years ago, these kids were talking about starting a union and really walking out. Now, boom, they win the SWAC championship, and they're back with that Grambling tradition. Well,
earlier this week, speaking of bowl, the bowl, as far as what we're concerned, the teams that we are covering and the teams that we're following, University of Georgia started bowl practice on Wednesday earlier in the week, and I know they're getting all set and ready to go up to Memphis, and they're going to play up there in, I believe, December the 30th. However, we talk about what bowl practice really means, and I know the extra practices, the coaches are really thrilled because it gives them an opportunity to really work the younger guys.
That's right.
And give them some reps. And, it's almost like an early spring practice.
Basically, that's what it is, DJ. You got 15 more extra practices. I think Kirby really wanted to see his guys and get some extra work. And what they did, he's looking to see Jason Eason getting all the reps, all those freshmen that are doing well. Again, they're not freshmen anymore. So they got some extra practices. great developmental time. You get recruiting in that mix also, DJ. And really, you see it's an ongoing process and a year-round sport when you start talking about football and bowl practice.
Also, a little earlier in the week, Gus Malzahn and his Auburn Tigers staff got some great news. Cameron Petway announced that he's going to be coming back for his senior year. So not only is he going to come back and, of course, try to be the star in the Sugar Bowl, he's going to come back because he's got some unfinished business, and he is going to be one of the premier running backs in all of the United States of America next year.
That's right, DJ. And one of the other good things, Auburn didn't have a great season by the standards that Gus Malzahn wanted, but DJ, they didn't turn out bad, man. They're in the Sugar Bowl. They'll be playing against Oklahoma. Everybody was saying that Gus was going to be fired and this and that. The only thing, and then they went out and got a quarterback, DJ, from Baylor, and Gus basically is saying, I got to have me a quarterback if we're going to compete.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm just dumbfounded at the way things ended up for Auburn, considering the way they started. Now, we know that, of course, the number one team in the country, the Alabama Crimson Tide, they're going to be set and to play at the Chick-fil-A Kickoff Classic, or at least the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, in the playoff game against Washington. And that game is going to be coming up in a few weeks, and we're going to be in the building.
We're going to be in the building New Year's Eve, DJ, and that's a great game. When you start talking about anytime you can see Alabama playing up against the number 14 Pac-12 champion, Washington Husky, it's going to be an interesting game. We don't get to see a lot of the Washington and the Pac-12 teams, but they are supposed to be as good as advertised, DJ. If they beat Alabama, DJ, that would be one of the biggest upsets in college football ever.
Well, I've been hearing a lot of talk about Washington's quarterback, but you and I both know if it's not a dual-threat quarterback, which he's not, then I don't see him giving Alabama any problems.
Yeah, because Alabama got the best defense in the country, player. If, like you said, DJ, if he's not a dual-threat quarterback, DJ, he's going to have a whole lot of problems.
And, of course, Paul Johnson, I mean, that's a big season for them. They're going to have opportunity to play in the Tax Slayer Bowl down in Jacksonville against Kentucky. Kentucky had a great year. It's going to be a great matchup.
Great matchup, man. It's going to be a running game, really, but Georgia Tech is so explosive, DJ. The Jason Priest. Jason, if he's having a good game, Georgia Tech's going to score a whole lot of points. But really, one of the best things that Paul Johnson does, DJ, he knows how to tweak his option. He's not going to try to fool anybody. We're going to run the option. Might block it differently, but they're going to run the option, DJ.
Yep. When you're talking about their offense, and again, Justin Thomas didn't come on till later in the season. I mean, the first part of the year, it was not the same young man that we saw 2-3 years ago. But for whatever reason, he had some setbacks, ended up playing lights out, and they're where they need to be.
Well, like you said, DJ, he got better as the season went on. Justin has done a great job. He's got experience. He's a senior this year, and I'm thinking he want to go out as a winner. He's had a great record while he's been at Georgia Tech, DJ, but at the same time, bowl practice is going to work good for Georgia Tech also because they got a lot of young players that they want to develop and get them some work.
Well, while we're talking college football, we might as well talk about some of these college hires. We know that Charlie Strong, who got fired at Texas, he took the job at South Florida, University of South Florida, and Lane Kiffin, who was, of course, the offensive coordinator and is going to coach through the playoffs and into the national championship should Alabama make it. He's going to be the new coach at Florida International.
Well, that piece right there, DJ, with the Lane Kiffin piece, that's been, I'm like, wouldn't somewhere better for him to go? But at the same time, I think he was just ready to get out of Alabama. Can you believe that?
Well, again, he had a 3-year deal, and I think that was the commitment. He was ready. He has been his own boss. He's probably as more credentialed as any coach, as young as he is, being a head coach in the National Football League, a head coach at USC, at Tennessee. And, again, to have to humble himself and go and regroup under Nick Saban. You know what? 3 years, 3 different quarterbacks, national championship or 2. It's time for you to run your own program.
Yeah, but when you go into it, you're taking a pay cut, and then, you're moving up. If you're taking a pay cut and you still become a head coach, that's a lateral move with me. Being over at Alabama and all the talent that Alabama has, and, and really just taking the scrutiny and the heat from a Nick Saban, because really you could see that something, I'm not going to say Saban didn't want him back or anything like that, but I think it's more that Lane Kiffin just wanted to be a head coach.
I believe so. All right, we'll be right back after this.
dedicado al chofer designado, sigue reinando.
Hey, Steve, check out this guy's leg.
Yeah, looks like a real nasty moving back in with his parents.
What? No, I just broke my leg.
No, this is a full-blown move into the basement. You're gonna be out of work. Without that money from Aflac, you might miss your rent.
Oh, I just moved out.
Bummer, man.
Hey, I used to have my own place.
Yeah?
Nah, I live with my mom. But it's cool.
Health can change, but the life you love doesn't have to. Keep your lifestyle healthy with
Aflac!
Why do we have Aflac?
Aflac!
And Major Medical?
Major Medical Boy, yeah!
I help pay the doctor. Ain't that enough for you?
There are things Major Medical doesn't do.
Aflac!
Pays cash so we don't have to fret.
Something families should get.
Like a safety net.
Even helps pay deductibles to cover your back with.
Learn about one-day pay at aflac.com/wrap.
Welcome back. It is now time for our Atlanta Falcons report. And again, the Falcons have something to be proud of once again.
Oh, yeah, they put it on the Rams, DJ. 42-14, really looked good. Julio was out, Sanu was out, but they still displayed some explosiveness with their wide receivers. And Matt Ryan had a field day throwing the ball. The offense is clicking. It's just amazing to me that the Falcons' offense just seems like they're just so far ahead of their defense. But the defense played good, especially Vic Beasley.
Absolutely. And Vic Beasley was NFC Defensive Player of the Week. Of course, a couple of sacks, a strip sack. And, this guy had just turned completely around from the so-called bust of last year's first-round pick to this year, and what he's been able to accomplish in a couple of years, Dale, has been tremendous.
Oh, it's been big time, DJ. And he's, like you said, DJ, he's turned everything all around. I think the Dwight Feeney piece helped him tremendously because really this guy has all the physical skills there is, but I just think he worked on his technique. You can see his technique is changing. He's getting a little lower. He's got some dexterity and some flexibility when he comes around the corner. And if you pass rusher and you can't come around, lower them shoulders, DJ, and come around the corner, you're not going to be a successful pass rusher.
I tell you what, the Falcons' success out in L.A. last Sunday was not good for Coach Fisher. Coach Fisher was fired, and I know that was brewing. That was brewing
yes,
for quite some time. I know when Eric Dickerson went public with his dislikes and his lack of support, as long as Fisher was the head coach, I knew that was going to be the end to his downfall.
Well, yeah, DJ, we saw that coming. Down the line, and then really, Jeff Fisher has basically been blessed to have as many jobs as he has had. Because he's never won. I think he was setting some record of how many games he lost. And really, he was among some great coaches, DJ, but he's lost a lot of games. And really, I think they're trying to turn that thing around out there with the Rams. You got Todd Gurley, and our Todd Gurley talking about and complaining about how the Rams are. I think that was they had to pull the trigger on that. And then you still don't have a quarterback. So, your boy Romo might end up out there playing.
Man, you know what? They're going to need more than Romo to get that team in order. But back to the Atlanta Falcons, congratulations to Matt Ryan, and of course, the number one offense in the National Football League, of course, the highest scoring offense. And again, Matt Ryan is the top quarterback in the league right now.
Oh, yeah, he's top quarterback, really, for his, I don't know his exact rating, DJ, but he's right there amongst the top, along with Tom Brady. So, again, he's still in the conversation about the MVP, but he's having a great year. And you could tell he did some off-season work, and the arm strength is definitely not a problem.
Definitely some concerns. Julio Jones, that we talk about turf toe, officially a sprained big toe. And again, when you're talking about the rate that this guy cuts, stops, and plants, you know what? If he's hurting, if it's a strain, I don't think that he needs to really be careful on how he comes back.
Well, really, I think he could take some time off still, DJ, with the receivers and that arsenal of receivers that they do have, DJ. But really, it's one thing as a team that the Falcons need to focus on. They cannot afford to lose against the 49ers. They can't afford to lose to anybody. With the Tampa Bay Buccaneers playing the way they are, they have identical records. The Falcons lead the division, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are right there. So either one of them might end, and one might be the wild card, and the other is going to be the division champion. And, of course, as the Falcons are concerned, they got to win out, DJ.
You and I both know that when the 49ers come into town or when the Falcons go out into the Bay Area. This rivalry is something that you throw the records out again. I mean, those two teams are, you're going to get a game no matter. I know that the 49ers are down right now and the Falcons are up, but you got to expect 49ers to come in and play some good football.
Well, one thing about the NFL, DJ, you either playing to get into the playoffs right now or the other teams are going to be a spoiler. So it doesn't matter who you're playing, whatever their record is right now in this playoff season as we're approaching, you got to be ready to play, DJ. Yeah, the Falcons on paper supposed to beat the 49ers, but I guarantee you the 49ers coming to play and trying to spoil what the Atlanta Falcons trying to be.
Let's talk about some other things that are happening in the league. I know that the Cowboys lost to the Giants for the second time, and Dak is not playing, I guess, as great as he had been, although it's not just Dak's problem because, again, the people around Dak who would make Dak great, the Dez Bryants of the world, the Wittens of the world, those guys aren't performing either.
Well, DJ, I saw the game. The score was 10-7. The fumble, the only pass that Dez Bryant caught, he fumbled it, he got stripped by it. But really, I heard some people say this, and I agree with it. It's just a bad matchup for the Cowboys. And I think really trying to finish out the year, and they'll be playing all their divisional rivals, from the Redskins to the Eagles. It's going to be tough for the Cowboys in the last part of this season. They're still the number one seed in the NFC. So if the playoffs started today, they would be off and they would be the number one seed. But I think they got a couple more. I think they got 3 more tough games to play, DJ, and we're really going to see how good Dak Prescott is because everybody's saying he's a rookie, but now he's going to get ready. He's got to get ready to play in the playoffs.
The best player to me that's playing in the National Football League right now is playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm talking about Le'Veon Bell, the outstanding running back. He rushed for over 200 yards and, of course, had almost 300 yards combined because he's such a tremendous receiver out of the backfield. You know what? With a quarterback like Roethlisberger, and again, when you talk about Le'Veon Bell and then they have Brown out wide, I mean, these guys, you know what? You just can't count Pittsburgh out.
You can never count the Pittsburgh Steelers out. They'll always start slow, DJ, but they finish with an abandon. They would be in the playoffs as we look at it now. It would be like some 3 or 4 seed, but they're going to be a real test, whether they got to play some divisional people. They got to play the Ravens. That's going to be a good game. But Le'Veon Bell, all around running back, DJ, they don't make them like they used to with him. But he can catch the ball out the outfield. He runs downhill. You really don't even think he's running fast. He's just gliding, but he's just so long as a running back. Well, this guy got 7, 8, 9 yards, and he's effortless, without any effort at all. This man at 238 yards, Pittsburgh's still a record.
Quickly, before we get out of here, and we made mention of the team, the Buccaneers, but Jameis Winston has these Buccaneers playing lights out. And, again, they're right on the heels of the Atlanta Falcons. So if the Falcons sneeze, you know what? They're going to sneeze right on the Buccaneers.
That's right. And really, like you said, if the Falcons cannot afford to lose a game, they lose a game. Tampa Bay will be in first place. Atlanta got to fight to even get in be a wild card. So it's a dangerous time for the Atlanta Falcons, but it's time to turn up. It's the fourth quarter of the year for the whole NFL, and it's playoff time, player.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our Crown Royal Picks of the Week.
All right, DJ, our Crown Royal Picks of the Week. We got our Atlanta Falcons hosting the San Francisco 49ers at the Georgia Dome. Tampa Bay will travel to Arlington, Texas to play the Dallas Cowboys. The New Orleans Saints will go to the Phoenix Stadium to play the Cardinals. Carolina Panthers will travel to Landover, Maryland to play the Redskins. The New England Patriots will travel to Denver to play the Broncos. The Steelers against the Bengals, and the Eagles against the Ravens. Don't forget to email Dale Williams at sportsvisionsusa.com with your picks of the week.
Hey, Steve, check out this guy's leg.
Yeah, looks like a real nasty moving back in with his parents.
What? No, I just broke my leg.
No, this is a full-blown move into the basement. You're going to be out of work. Without that money from Aflac, you might miss your rent.
Oh, I just moved out.
Bummer, man.
Hey, I used to have my own place.
Yeah?
Nah, I live with my mom. But it's cool.
Health can change, but the life you love doesn't have to. Keep your lifestyle healthy with
Aflac.
And welcome back to today's final segment of Sports Visions. And Dale, I tell you, you know what? Each year that we do these awards luncheons, man, we just we seem like proud papas.
Well, you know, that's what we're supposed to be. When you birth out a baby, DJ, you know, you take care of the baby, you groom it, and you see him how it's growing, and it's growing. I mean, really, it's growing. I mean, from the day one we started, you know, next year it'll be our 10th anniversary of it, DJ. We got to come up with something special, play.
We're going to come up with something special because that's just what we do. But more importantly, when you think about it, and all the kids that have come along as Sports Visions Players of the Year that have gone on to college and even into the pros now. And again, when we looked into that room last week, there are some more guys out there that are going to go on, already have signed, and they're going to be in the National Football League as well.
Yeah, you know, really, it's a great legacy, DJ, a great thing to come to, and just to see some of those kids that have grown up, you know, even with the Taquan Marshall piece winning the middle school player of the year, all from the 7th and 8th grade. Now we see Joseph McKay. He's the same way, you know, just having a lineage of people, you know, from Isaiah to, you know, the Reuben Foster piece, the Jordan Jenkins piece, to go on and on and on, man. We have some players around here, too.
All right. Well, you know what? Before we get out of here, I got to let everybody know that Sports Vision is going to be on the road, baby. We're going to, of course, Atlanta. We got the Falcons this weekend, the Celebration Bowl as well. And then, of course, next week, I think we got the playoffs, actually, next week or week after?
Week after is the playoff. The playoffs, the NFC playoffs will be from January 2nd through the 7th. And then, you know, you got the national championship coming up January 9th. So, again, we got a lot of football players.
Not only that, but we got the Hawks, too, down. We got the Hawks. They're going to be in town. So, Sports Vision is going to be busy. Folks, let me tell you something. We're closing out the year. We're going to close it out strong.
That's right, man. We got to go see Dominic, too, players.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, that's going to do it for all the time we have for today. On behalf of Dale Williams, I'm DJ Jones, reminding you to keep your eye on the ball. Have a great week.
Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you.
Dedicado al chofer designado, sigue reinando.